Heaven's Formula for Saving the World by Teacher Woo Myung. How to become truth and why one must not fail to reach truth. How can one become truth, and why must one succeed in reaching truth? First, we must understand what truth is. What is truth? We have learned that truth is everlasting and never-changing. So then, what is this eternal and never-changing existence? Let's begin by thinking about the universe. The universe is infinite, so it cannot be drawn, but let's represent it in this way. The sky, the universe, contains the stars, sun, moon, and earth. And on the earth there are people. What you see and hear, everything just as it exists, is truth. Thus, what you see here is everything that exists in the universe. In the universe there are stars, the sun, the moon, and the earth. Let us try thinking about things in the following way. Imagine we, along with the stars, sun, moon, and earth, went back in time an eternity ago. Scientists tell us that the lifespan of a star ranges from 5 to 14 billion years. The lifespans of stars, sun, moon, earth, and man are like a split second compared with eternity. Therefore, we would have all disappeared with the passing of time, so that now, at the present time, nothing would remain but the pure emptiness. Now imagine that a fire burned this emptiness at 100 billion degrees Celsius for an eternity, to the present. This existence, the emptiness, would still just exist. This emptiness, which is the universe before the infinite universe, is truth. Without a beginning or an end, it is a living existence that existed an eternity ago and will continue to exist for an eternity after. Just as we have bodies and minds, this infinite universe or sky also has body and mind. Its body is the complete emptiness, and its mind is the sole God who is omnipresent throughout the entire universe. The reason we cannot see God of the universe is man has self-centered attachments, a mind that is the same shape and form as his body. Because of his mind, he cannot see, know, or become the great soul and spirit, which is the body and mind of the universe. One must become this great soul and spirit in order to see, know, and become it. Man cannot become one with truth because of his self-centered attachments, which are his sins. This great soul and spirit is the Creator. It is this huge soul and spirit that created the stars in the sky, the sun, the moon, the earth, and all creations and mankind. In science class we learned that the stars, the sun, the moon, and the earth came from the universe, as we also did. This is the soul and spirit of truth. Unless man returns to this existence of truth, the soul and spirit, he cannot live forever. The way to become this existence itself, the great soul and spirit, is to discard the self-centered human mind as well as the body that contains it. And when one's delusional universe is also discarded, only this existence remains. When one's mind becomes this existence, and he is reborn as the child of God. This is resurrection and eternal life. This soul and spirit is him, and he is truth itself. When one is reborn as this existence, he lives as the immortal truth, because the whole is him, the individual, and the individual is the whole. Heaven only exists for a person who has become truth. the great soul and spirit of the universe. Man's mind is only as big as his body. When it becomes as big as the great soul and spirit of the universe, he lives forever in heaven. But in order for this to happen, he must discard his body, mind, and even the universe through our meditation method and become truth. The great soul and spirit of the universe, which is eternal and immortal. Only then has he achieved human completion. It is from this place that the Bible, the Buddhist scriptures, and all other scriptures were written. Now that we understand what truth is, I will explain heaven and hell. The difference between heaven and hell is as follows. Heaven is the place where the great soul and spirit of the universe, truth, lives, whereas hell is the place where one only knows what he has experienced in his life, and where he lives enslaved to the mind of those shadows. Last night I dreamt I was in a battlefield. Gunfire was coming from all directions, and all of my fellow soldiers were killed. I decided to flee and hide, but in order to do so I had to run to the mountains 50 miles up ahead. Having been shot in the left leg, I began limping towards my destination. Not realizing I was dreaming, the pain I felt seemed so real. All night long I dreamt I was running around, limping on the battlefield, under a shower of never-ending gunfire. As I finally reached the mountains, I was shot by the enemy. At that moment, I woke up from my sleep and I realized that I was not in the battlefield. There had been no gunfire, and I had not been shot. The dream was an illusion. Although dreams exist, they are not real. They are illusions that do not actually exist. Man's life is like the dream he dreams at night, during which he believes it to be real. When man lives in the shadow of his memories, self-centered attachments he has in his mind, which are the experiences he's gained from the life he has lived. In other words, man's life is a dream, and thus he lives in a dreamlike state of mind. Suppose one has been living his life, and that at this moment he is 40 years old. Even if he continues to live to the age of 90, he will continue to live with the same mind he has had until now. Furthermore, he will live on with that same mind even after death. That mind is a dream. That mind is hell. It is a dream that exists and yet does not, because like all illusions, it is not real. And it is here in such an illusion that man lives due to his mind. Man cannot live as truth unless he is reborn as the infinite soul and spirit that created the universe, the everlasting truth.